Ah, there you go. Always drink a lot of water. But yeah, the way this seems to be setting itself up to be is just one massive engagement, and whoever wins it comes out ahead. Well, depending on the losses. If one guy wins, I think basically if Midas wins a massive engagement and comes out with half of his forces still intact, he's going to be able to control the game from that point on and take a win. If Freely comes out of a head engagement with half the forces, I think it's going to kind of be the same thing, although he's going to have a slightly more tougher fight because I think Midas is going to be able to replenish his forces faster than Freely would otherwise be able to. But if one guy kind of gets, barely wins the battle, barely, just a few forces left, still the other guy is still going to be in the game. So there's going to be one massive engagement, just going to come down to who does better. There's no way there's going to be an elimination battle, because Wraiths don't eliminate stuff. They just kind of, kill stuff, but they don't, eliminate stuff. Excuse me? Wraiths, as I was saying, I feel paprika in my tongue. It's odd. Yeah, physics lab upgrades going. It's odd feeling there at the back of my throat. Tastes like paprika. Red paprika, in case you're curious. So he really seems to be getting a little bit close to Midas now. Some scans going off there from Midas, I believe, spotting out that 2 o'clock. One tank there at the distance that's going to die in 2 seconds, most likely. Or not. SCV's actually, just might. SCV going to come in close and goodbye. Goodbye, tank. Just clearing that up a little bit, making it easy. Wraith's coming in close to that, though. Going to we're ready for anything you have. Turrets all over the place, and it's taken a while, but the game is kind of coming to that point where nothing is happening. Both parties just kind of satisfied with how the thing's going. I'm not sure if the relay has picked up the lower left-hand position for himself. There's stuff there, but I'm not quite sure if I don't think there's actually any mining going on. And really does seem to be putting down a lot more turrets than Midas is. He has turrets all over the place. He needs a spotter for those Wraiths, so definitely understand. He basically wants to make it so that no matter where those Wraiths go, there is going to be something to detect them as they go to their intended location. So I could theoretically probably just cut this next 5 minutes off and the situation kind of stay the way it is. Really coming in very close, so it does seem to be that the engagement of these aerial forces might be here at the upper right hand. There are some turrets for both sides. Basically, both players want to make it so that the other guy engages them over their turrets, spot detector, additional firepower, all that stuff. Dropship coming in, fool's errand right there. More turrets being added in by Midas there as well, near that upper right-hand position. Last aerial upgrade for Really, and I think Midas is ready 3-3. I'm not too sure. No battlecruisers still. Blimey. Physics lab. What more did the physics lab do? Did physics lab do anything for Wraiths? Because I'm confused. Was the physics lab that allowed the full upgrades for... Oh, God, I am way too confused to really care. Did the physics lab allow the full upgrades for aerial forces? I am totally confused, and I don't think that's my case. I think I'm just starting to confuse units right now. I've been just started now playing the beta a little bit, and that stuff confuses me, and I'm confused all over the place now. Gotta go look at my tech tree again, just remind myself exactly of what's going on where. Dear God. So both aerial forces kind of all over the place. Realized Meanwhile not picked up the lower FM for himself. And the most likely reason for that is that both players are maxed out, most definitely at this point. So we kind of see this nothingness going on. Both players just trying to get as big of a surplus as they can for when the time just might be needed to have it. So that they can kind of just macro like crazy as soon as they start losing stuff. But let's see. Ooh, a lot more control towers for Midas. So don't see any control tower. 2 control towers. 3 control towers. Where's the 5 control towers. So it's physics lab for relay as well. So it does seem like both guys getting themselves ready to produce battle cruisers the minute that some psi gets opened up. Finally, it seems that Rui's going to move out a little bit with some of his raids. Some scan going off. I think it was Goliath. They're actually firing back. The turrets, rather, firing back at that rather than those wraiths. I like how, the sound is actually English instead of Korean. Because I've played StarCraft 1 with Japanese sounds. It was weird. Nothing for Broodbar, but it was like Japanese sounds. It was kind of funky. Midas actually also Seems like he wants to go for a tank move here on this left side. Wants to open himself up maybe just to pick up the inside 9. Really just now spotting that. Has some dropships ready and some forces ready for himself as well. I do see both players going for surplus. Really does seem to actually have a little bit of psi left. So don't know if he's actually producing anything. Losing some SCVs and such. Wraith Rise now coming in, trying to pick off and do some damage at that position. Scans going off everywhere. Wraiths seem to have been attacking the 9 o'clock. I think Midas actually went for some sort of aggressive maneuver there, but I'm not sure. Even ground armor being upgraded now. Just want to get everything upgraded as much as possible. So initial battlecruiser out there for Really. Still don't see one out there for Midas, which can be explained by the fact that he has way too much supply, and he'd rather get another Wraith out there with that little bit of supply that he has left. But we will see a lot of battlecruisers come out there as soon as that. But at the moment, like 1-2 battlecruisers, they're not going to do that much. Might be a nice Yamato gun, you know, that you can get out there. And Wraith's actually killing. Midas starting to finally execute some of his own ACVs just to start opening up some supply. There you go. Poor ACVs. It seems like he's running his own ACVs away just so he doesn't have to kill him. Spotting out, you know, he does have some resource gathering. He definitely doesn't want to kill ACVs with still some resource gathering. Actually, sending out some to their deaths. Some to their deaths. Oh dear lord. Oh well. But at least now he might start getting some battle cruisers out there. Yeah, both these guys just mining very little. More battle cruisers out there for Really. And don't see anyone out there for Midas, so he seems to be just content to adding more Wraiths for now. Hoping to, because we're going to be seeing a fully upgraded Wraith army fighting against a Wraith Valkyrie battlecruiser. Well, but I'm not sure about the battlecruisers. Might be a Wraith Valkyrie battlecruiser mix. Might be battlecruisers might lag so badly behind that they don't join the fight until the very end. You know, not really as maneuverable as everything else. SCVs now feeling like Really's SCVs also feeling like they're ready for death as they come in clear, trying to do a little bit of damage to church before anything else happens. And Midas actually going for this. What the hell? Going in there, clearing up that position. He's like, I have so many Wraiths, I could just attack all these turrets, no problem. Picking off the tanks and everything, losing some of his own tanks near the upper left-hand position, but meanwhile he's cleared up one of the position of Really's. And in this part of the game, you know, losing bases is not really that important. Losing production buildings, bad. But losing bases, not so bad. So Midas seems to finally go for his move. Has so many Wraiths, he's going to go for this move. Meanwhile, with his ground force, the upper left hand, has to get his aerial forces into his own base, where Midas is just ransacking everything, trying to get in close, trying to pick off the tech. It's already picked off the science vessel, so no more battlecruisers will be coming out. Meanwhile, I think he has 3 or 4 out there at the moment, and a few more building just before the science vessel got cut off. Midas now just content to pull back. I think he picked off 1 base. Yeah, one mining base and 1 not so much mining base. We're just gonna get more Wraiths going. Like, hey, I freed up some supply also by sacrificing a few more Wraiths. So that actually might be the whole point of that move. But Midas mining very little with his own CVs, but he has a larger surplus. So once his army goes down, he's gonna be able to replenish it quicker. But look at I don't think I've ever seen in an actual Pro League match that large a Wraith cloud. That is awesome. That is awesome. I love this. Now let's see. Not as large a Wraith cloud. A few battlecruisers. Where are the Valkyries? Can't spot the Valkyries in there. No, I think I saw 1 Valkyrie in there. Kind of hard to spot and then mix. Like trying to, well, not as bad as a needle in a haystack, but still pretty bad. So more Wraiths like Goliaths. What do we look like? Carriers? I'm sure there was some dude in there died in 1 Wraith named Adrian something. Adrian McCullen, we will remember you well. Midas now going for full aggressive action, picking off all these tanks, these turrets, no threat. 1 Wraith go down, there shall be replaced. Brothers join, let's see, bunch of Wraiths coming in here, some turrets they're really supporting as well, but really doesn't really seems to have enough to do much of anything. Scans going up just in case. GG from Really, no way he had enough to engage that Wraith fleet. At that point, Midas had so many Wraiths that he was killing everything. So after a nice, crazy, zany, a little bit long-winded TVT, Midas comes out the victor, and really going to be forced to sit there and scratch his head. Come on, scratch your head. Scratch your head. He's not going to scratch his head. He's gonna just touch his neck or throat rather. Anyway, GG guys, thanks for listening. Hope you see you again soon. Move on to the second set. GG.